Hi Legion, John Hitler from Evoking Genius. Hey, welcome. We're continuing our quest to uncover and discover your genius. Well, here's the challenge we face. How do you know what your genius is? Do you go online? Do you take the test here, the personality test or the profile, or how do you know? They're all eerily accurate. I've taken all of them. But you come out as a red, blue, yellow, green, or a TMGD, or you get somehow slotted into a matrix or a box. Here's the concern. Your genius, here's the claim, your genius is unique. And if you're slotted into a box, divide 7 billion people on the planet by the number of boxes that that test has, and you're one of 500 million. Or you're one of 250,000. You're not unique at all. I claim that if you put all those people in that box in one room, we could easily discover the differences. We're looking for something that's unique. So how do we mine for that? Well, we're going to go to a place that maybe isn't so obvious. And that is, we're going to look in your hardships, your biggest setbacks, your biggest failures, and we're going to look for the hidden gifts and the talents that were maybe honed or refined as a part of that. Well, how would those setbacks, how would those challenges help you produce results? That's what we're going to play today. Ready to spin the big wheel? All right, let's go. Little overview first. On your genius, the two key components that we'll look at are what and how. What is the component of your genius, what you got. It's the talent you got, and it's completely nature. It's all embedded in your DNA. So my what is, my genius is creating seemingly impossible outcomes. Simple enough. That's what I got. Where did I get it? Who knows? One of two places I claim. Either it's a gift from God, that's my claim, but I don't force that on anyone else, or it's a lottery. When you were ready to come into this world, there was a big ball of talents and you pulled one out, and the lottery, you got the talent you got. Whether you got it from God or from a lottery, doesn't matter. You got one specific talent. So that's what? That's nature. That's all part of your DNA. You had it coming out of the chute. Your how is how you do what you got. So how do I create seemingly impossible outcomes? My what is seemingly impossible outcomes. My how is by designing one unifying game, enrolling all the participants, and then continually altering the game so that everyone gets what they want. Notice it's 3 steps. My how is a process. Step 1, step 2, step 3. That's all nurture. That's learned, it's mined, it's refined. I didn't get that at birth. Whatever circumstances came up in my life helped me develop those tactics to improve the talent I got. Make sense? It's a combination of nature and nurture. We're going to play with that nurture part, that part that were episodes or periods of your life where you had big struggle. So, simple enough to do. Step 1, I need you to tell a story. Big on telling stories. Tell a story about perhaps your biggest hardship, your biggest setback, maybe your biggest failure, seemingly so. And what we're going to do is we're going to play with that and mine for talent. So for me, it was pretty simple. 2006, I'm a dad, I was married, have 7 kids, 3 of whom were adopted, 2 stepkids and 2 biological. You figure out the math. But 7 total, we had a great, rich family. One of my kids accused me of something pretty horrendous, and it wasn't true. The problem is, when you're accused of almost anything, people hear about it. And whether you're guilty or innocent, it shifts how you're perceived. For me, my identity was wrapped up in that. I was accused of something pretty horrendous, and it wasn't true, but I watched how people treated me differently. I watched how they interacted with me differently. Some people simply said, stay away from that guy. Really unfair. I didn't like it one bit. I was really, really upset. really angry. It's what I'll call a dirt sandwich. I was given a dirt sandwich, and I was given it with malintent. It was meant to hurt. Well, I could hold that as the worst thing that ever happened to me, because really what happened was my life as I knew it started crumbling down. Now here was my lifestyle. 2 businesses, private foundation, $3 million house, huge mortgage on it, custom home, cars, the whole bit. People said, my gosh, he's got a really good life. And I did. I had a really good life. But maybe you've noticed this in your life, that you make decisions independent of everything else in your life that seem rational at the time. And when you start adding them all up, they don't unify very well. So I remember wanting a good home for my family. I never remembered signing off necessarily on such a huge mortgage. But that huge mortgage had me be trapped and limited certain possibilities. Didn't like that. But I chose it. 7 kids was a blessing. But it also meant there were certain logistical things that weren't possible that you could have done with fewer kids or older kids or whatnot. Loved the kids, loved the house, loved the lifestyle, but there were certain parts of it that it seemed like I was now a prisoner of instead of in charge of. And that was my life. People said, you got a great life. I did. I had a very good life. When I was accused, all that was put at risk. The gift, and it took me a while to get it, was it unwound all of that. It destroyed at some level all of that, and I got to start over. Now people said, you lost your house? Yep, I lost my house. I lost my house. I also lost my marriage. Now that was my choice, and our family dynamics took completely different take. But what I got to do, and it took me about 18 months to get it, I got to start over. And most people don't get to start over at that point. They especially don't choose to start over when they have a great life, because now I have a fabulous life. I would have never risked a great life for a fabulous life, and that's what I have now. How did that happen? Well, what happened was I got to start from ground zero. And a friend helped me and said, if you could start over, what would be the first thing that would be true about your new life? I made a simple statement about my spirituality. That was foundationally, I said, I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ. That was my foundation. Now, that may not be for you. That was mine. Well, I also declared how I would be a father, how my career would go, what contributions I would make with my talents. I didn't have any of that. I just had built a life, rather happenstance. Now I was designing the life I wanted, and now I enjoy that life. Well, the gift that was given was a dirt sandwich, and that dirt sandwich was in poor, malintended packaging. It was one of the greatest gifts I ever got. I just couldn't perceive it that way at the time. What's your story? What's your greatest hardship? What's your greatest challenge? What's your greatest thing you had to overcome? Did you grow up poor? Did you drop out of school? Did you have a parent die? Maybe a sibling with a debilitating disease? What did you grow up? You had hardships just like I did, because life presents us with hardships. So step 1 is tell your story and tell a good story. Now, how about step 2? Step 2 is simple. Answer 3 questions. What did I overcome? What did I learn? And how did I grow? Now, the answer to each one of these is a gift. It's what I'll call a hidden gift. It was an unintended gift wrapped in a dirt sandwich. So what did I overcome from my story? I had a great life. I had a fabulous life. I mean, I was on the top of the heap by other people's perceptions, but I wasn't that taken with it. I would say I had a really good life. Other people said he had a fabulous life. What I had to overcome was to knock down all the way to ground zero. Oh, pretty humbling. When you're the top guy, nicest house, nicest cars. People envy your lifestyle. You take great vacations, all that sort of stuff. To publicly be knocked down to nothing, I had to overcome that and get back up. Pretty difficult to do. What I learned was starting over allowed me the advantage to design my life, and I designed a fabulous life. So the lesson in overcoming that was that I could take what was a really good life. I had to go down to zero, but from there I could design a fabulous life. And today I have a fabulous life. Well, that was the unintended gift that I got. What did I learn? The biggest thing I learned was people I thought were close friends actually were pretty superficial. I was surprised to learn that. But people we went on vacation with, or barbecued with, or hung out with, or I played golf with, they were great as long as things were going well. What I learned was when things got tough, I didn't hear from them. They kind of abandoned. And the people there were some who I was really close with, who stepped right in and said, they didn't judge. They came in and said, what can we do to help? Can we pray for you? Can we help? Can we support you? What can we do? Great friends, and they are closer friends now than they've ever been because adversity brought us closer, and I found out what they were really made out of. Oh, really nice lesson to learn. And the last thing was, how did I grow? Well, imagine going from the top all the way down to the bottom, pretty humbling, and then redesigning your life. The one way that I grew immensely was to make declarations to restart my life. Every one of those declarations was an opportunity to grow. And the first thing I decided was I would only do what I love with people I love doing it. That was a simple declaration, and that allowed me to grow immensely. What a great gift. What a fabulous gift. Now remember, all of this was given in the form of a dirt sandwich. This was a bullet shot right at me. It was intended to hurt. It was my job to turn it into something valuable, to mine it for the lessons that it included. So that's step 2. Ask 3 questions, and then the answers to those 3 questions categorize as the gifts that you got from the dirt sandwich. What did I overcome? What did I learn? And how did I grow? All right, step 3. Step 3 is a simple one. Appreciate the gift. Now, appreciate is a double entendre. The first way you appreciate is to say, thank you for the gift, I appreciate it. Now, not too many of us are thankful or appreciative of a dirt sandwich, but we all got them. Maybe your dirt sandwich was a tough upbringing, or a rocky childhood, or you got thrown out of school, or you had dyslexia, or you had a parent die early. It's sometimes difficult to be thankful for those sorts of gifts. But to the extent that you can be grateful for them, great. But what I really mean by appreciate is to take the answers to the 3 questions you just answered. Those are the gifts that you got. Appreciate like real estate, or appreciate like an asset, gold or stocks. Make it more valuable. The answer to those 3 questions, if you can take those answers and make them more valuable, you have appreciated or made more valuable the gift that was given in the form of a dirt sandwich. You got it? We're turning a horrible negative into an incredible life lesson that'll pay off for the rest of your life. That's what I mean when I say appreciate the gift. Make it more valuable. That's step 3. Now, step 4, the last one, employ the lessons. Once you've built and appreciated the lessons, employ them, put them to work. My guess is you already have. You just may not have acknowledged it. Because are you tougher for the experience? I bet you are. Are you wiser? I bet you are. Are you more skilled? Did you refine? Did you hone? Did you mine for things? You will have if you are willing to give up the hurt, the pain, and the suffering and be grateful. I know that's tough to do, but be accepting and then even be grateful for the tough lessons that you got, and then forgive. That's even a harder one. Forgive the giver of the dirt sandwich. if that makes sense. If you can do that, you've now taken and you've transformed what could have been some of the worst episodes in your life, and you've put them to good to actually pursue a life of genius. Got it? That's step 4. It's the final step. So, disclaimer here, genius isn't for everyone. There's a lot of people who are absolutely willing to mail it in, go for mediocrity or go for the easy road. Genius isn't for everyone. It's for people that want to live a great life, who want to do what they were put on earth to do, both with their talents and also with their purpose. I acknowledge and honor you for being courageous enough to take this on, to mine for your gifts in some of your greatest hardships. It takes courage to do that. We'll continue on this journey, and I look forward to doing that alongside you. All the best.